How you do something anywhere is how you do it everywhere. So if you're showing up a certain way in your job, the likelihood is you're showing up that way elsewhere. If you're someone who is kind of timid at work and doesn't really say when they've got something to say and kind of just like sits back and lets other people talk first and then kind of gets to the end of a meeting and doesn't end up actually really saying what they thought they should have said, or maybe you're one of those people, I've had some clients like this over the years who has great ideas in meetings and then doesn't say them because you are kind of waiting for something and then somebody else says them and everyone else is like, oh, that's a great idea. Let's do what Sandra said. And you're like, oh, I had that idea. Why didn't I just say it? If you're doing that at work, you're doing that somewhere else. The likelihood is you're timid in your relationship. You're timid in your social interactions. You're timid in your the way in which you approach your life. And that's true for anything, right? My mum always used to say, you can tell a lot about a person from the way they tie their shoelaces. And I think it's so true, and it's really relevant to what I'm saying here, is that you watch someone tie their shoelaces or do any menial act, any little behavior, you can get a sense for the kind of person they are, right? Are they rushing, right? If I'm someone who, ties my shoelaces in a rush and it's like quickly, like that's an indication like, oh, okay, this person's always in a rush. What does that tell me about them? And so have a look at what you're doing in the little things. Like use this as an opportunity to illuminate your own patterns, your own habits that might not be so obvious to you. What can you learn about your little behaviors, the way you tie your shoelaces, the way you brush your teeth, the way you communicate with people, the way that you get up in the morning, whatever it might be. And notice, like, what am I doing there? And is that what I'm doing elsewhere? So I'm running a group at the moment called Clarity of Mind. And what I like to tell my participants in Clarity of Mind is this space, this group, it's a microcosm of the rest of your life. So if you're holding back in this group, you're holding back in your life. If you're taking up loads of space in this room and not leaving room for other people to share, guess what? You're doing that in the rest of your life. And that can be a really great thing for people to start to see, like, what is it that I'm doing here? And how is that represented in the rest of my life? Is it true? I'm not saying it's true for you. I'm saying it's a pattern that I've noticed. It might not be true for you. Have a look. Go and have a look. Am I holding back in this one space? And actually that translates to my professional life. Wow, I'm holding back there. Right? Is it happening at the gym? Oh yeah, I'm being kind of timid at the gym. I'm telling my trainer like, oh, actually, let's not go too heavy today. Oh, let's build myself up slowly. If you're being timid there, you're being timid elsewhere. Like what's happening in these little inconsequential moments of life? And what can they tell me about the way that I'm showing up elsewhere? How you do anything is how you do everything. Have a look and see what you learn. Take care. All the best.